y'all ever heard of the domino effect? It's kind of like a repeating cycle, which means when you end up doing something, you can't help but to keep on doing it over and over and over again. Coming from someone who's been locked up multiple times, who used to take their freedom for granted, I'm gonna tell y'all in this video how my life used to be. What landed me in jail so many times, how hard it was for me to shake from getting put in them handcuffs.
Haha, I'm the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone, I'm a charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, everybody? Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel. I want to tell everybody welcome back to the very last episode of 2021. Okay? Midnight strikes 2022. So this is going to be the last video of the year, y'all. It's been a long year, you know what I'm saying? But hey, we still here. You know what I'm saying? I'm financially supported. You know, I'm fucking not locked up. My family's great. My kids are doing good. My elderly ones are healthy. You know, I can't really complain. There's some knickknacks in between all that. But other than that, hey, we're here. Whatever don't kill you, make you stronger. All right, now, for this video, I'm going to be telling y'all how I used to take my freedom for granted. Okay? And what really made me want to do this video is when I sit back and think about it, you know, I have a lot of homeboys that are in prison right now. Okay? Not just homeboys that, you know, I met in prison, but actual homeboys that I grew up with as well. All right. And sit back thinking about it, and it came to me because I get phone calls from random numbers every day. All right. And me, I don't really answer my phone to numbers that I don't know. You see what I'm saying? So when someone's calling me from the chain gang and they're either doing a three-way or calling me off of a cell phone or something, it takes a couple times to get a hold of me. They better shoot a text message first and be like, hey, Frog, it's such and such. Because I don't answer numbers I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it dawned upon me that it made me realize how many people actually take their freedom for granted. And like I said, it's homeboys that I grew up with, and it's homeboys that I was in prison with that actually got back out on the streets that went back. Literally, like my whole circle that I was with in prison all came out. We all vibed on the streets, ran into them all on the streets, chopped it up, you know what I'm saying, vibed and, you know, hung out, got drunk together, you know, everything like that. And we all were on like some good paths. And now that I think about it, you know, a lot of them are still locked up. I got a couple facing PBLs right now. I got some that done went back. This is their third time going back since I've been on the streets. Okay, I got someone else that just caught a fresh 30 years. I got one of my homeboys right now, he just caught 12 years. And these are all people that I was like in prison vibing with. That, you know, the bond was so legit. It was like, when we get out, we gotta vibe. And then we got out and, you know, we vibed and shit, but it took them another way. Because they wasn't done, you know, taking their freedom as for granted. Me, on the other hand, I must have got all that shit out the way because my intentions was to not go back to prison. You feel me? Now, before I went to prison, don't get me wrong, you know, I took my freedom for granted all the time. In and out of the county jail. I'll never forget when I first went to the county jail. My first time ever in the county jail was for 3 days. You know, when I first went there, them 3 days felt like forever. You feel me? And I couldn't wait to get out. And then when I did got out, next thing you know, bam, I'm right back in there fucking 2.5 weeks later. It was like the domino effect. And then after I got out after that, bam, about 2.5 months later, I'm in there again. I must have went to jail about 3-4 times in 1 year, you know? And that's how, you know, the same way it went down when I was a juvenile. I caught all my juvenile charges. I was on a roll. You feel me? I caught them bitches all like within 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And that's because when you're in there, you know, you miss your freedom. When you're locked up, when you're in a county jail or in prison, you miss your freedom, and that's all you think about. And that feels like that's all you care about. You get what I'm saying? It finally hits you when you're in there. But newsflash, y'all, it's easy to get locked up. It's hard to get out. You understand? It's so easy to get in there, and it's hard to get out. Straight up. Now, when you're in there, I was one of them people, you feel me? I done seen it all, you know, and actually was part of one of them one time, to where you go in there and you need God in your life. So you're going to start doing Bible study, and you swear you're going to change your life. You're going to do all that shit. And when you get out, you're going to go to church. You're going to do everything because your ass is stressing and nervous about what you're going to get, about how they're going to sentence you. Next thing you know, you get a blessing and you're back on the streets on probation or whatever it may be, and you don't stick to that. You literally don't. And I learned that at a young age. When I was in my juvenile detention center and they had the little Bible study and all that, I'd go there and act like I want to change my life. Knowing damn right well, the moment they let me out, all the stuff that I say I'm going to do, all the things that I plan to do for the better, go right out the window. So when I was old enough and went to the county jail and started seeing so many people doing it, I just sat back and observed, because I knew when I was a juvenile, I ain't followed through with it. So when I seen all these people do it, I was like, yeah, there might be a couple of them that stick to it. But I'm talking about a couple out of a bunch. You feel me? So I'm like, man, every time they get locked up, they want to act like they need God in their life all of a sudden. You know? And I'm not with it, because I know when I get out, I'm not going to be. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to church and all that. I don't have time for it. That's how I looked at it. But when you're locked up, you have all the time in the world to where, oh, you want to make time for him now. You see? And what it is you forget what you have. You forget how hard it is to get things. You forget the smallest shit means so much when you're locked up. You get what I'm saying? As small as like opening a refrigerator. When I came home from my juvenile program, the first morning when I was back, I came home last night. We had a party. The next day I woke up, I had a big old breakfast on the table. Big old breakfast that my dad made me. I'm talking about, he put biscuits and gravy, sausage, eggs, toast, waffles, grits, hash browns, everything you could think of, but it was only one portion because it was just a breakfast made just for me, no one else in the house. So I remember when I was sitting there eating, and I said, hey, Daddy, y'all got ketchup? He's like, yeah, in the fridge. I said, oh, I can get some? And he looked at me and he's like, son, this is your house. That is your refrigerator. You want something out of that refrigerator? You go in that fridge and you get it. And he started tearing up when he was talking to me. You feel me? Because he knew right then and there it was still in me, like I was institutionalized. Because I was gone almost 2.5, 3 years. You see what I'm saying? At a young age. So in his mind, he was like, damn, my son's kind of, you know, institutionalized, I guess. I asked him if I could get ketchup out of the fridge in my own house. You feel me? But I was just, you know, so used to not having access to do things like that. It's the little things that you don't notice that you're going to notice when you're locked up, that you forget all about, though, when you're on the streets. For instance, swimming. I missed swimming when I was in prison. Knowing damn right well I've been swimming a couple times since I've been home. You feel me? But it ain't all that. But for some reason in prison, your ass ain't going swimming. So you're going to miss it. Ice cream. Even though they got ice cream sandwiches and stuff like that on the canteen list, it ain't the same as getting a fucking real deal, you know, tub ice cream, unless you was at like a camp or an institution that actually gave out tubs of ice cream, which some of them do. You know, I don't know about down here in the state of Florida. I ain't never seen them, unless maybe a private camp does. But I know, I'm pretty sure other states and stuff like that give out tubs of ice cream. So you ain't got to really miss that, because you can go to canteen and get it. You feel me? The only thing you'll miss is a certain flavor they don't have. You feel me? But the more and more that you continue to get in trouble, the more and more that you stay in your old ways, the more and more that you're taking your freedom for granted. And what I mean is, when I was young, I was doing all types of stupid shit. I lived straight off of fuckery. I was on that fuckery, bro. Straight up. Like, every single day I'd go to my dog's house. His peoples hated me, his parents. My parents hated him, you know, because at the end of the day, we both would get in trouble all the time. His peoples think it's me. My peoples thinks it's him. And then all reality, bam, we went separate ways. He went to the Marines, I went to prison. It shows you who the problem was, okay? Literally. He went 5 years to Afghan, I went 5 years to Florida prison. Straight up. And it's, you know, we came from the same, we grew up together. We came from the same roots. You know what I'm saying? And then we just split right there. And now today we back. After me doing my 5 and him doing his 5, we back. We together every single day. You feel me? And what it was is, I wasn't done taking my freedom for granted. Literally. So I would constantly get into shit. I was always the first one to jump. Always the first one to pop off. Always the first one to hit a bitch in the head with a brick, a bottle. No matter what it was. I was always the first one that wanted to get into shit. Literally. I'm that type of person, like, something could go down just from us bumping into each other's shoulders, and then next thing you know, we all near each other getting ready to rah, 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 and I just punch you dead in your shit and pop it off. That's how I was when I was younger. Even if you was bumped into my homeboy and you and my homeboy arguing, you gotta watch out for me, because I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna slide your pussy ass and we gonna bump. That's how I was. You feel me? And then that landed me in jail time after time. Literally, that landed me into fighting people in my neighborhood. That landed me into robbing people. That landed me into fighting the police. You know, all types of shit. And now that I don't take my freedom for granted no more, I sleep a whole lot better. I ain't gotta worry about no warrant. I ain't gotta worry about them kicking my door in. You feel me? I ain't gotta worry and look over my shoulder everywhere I go. None of that shit. I can do it peacefully. I ain't gotta worry when I see the police or none of that. Because I ain't gotta think, damn, I wonder if I have a warrant. Or damn, dog, I wonder if they're looking for me. Or shit, dog, hopefully they ain't see me. You know, back in the day, I did so much stuff, did so many crimes, that I felt like the cop car's headlights were eyes. Literally. When that car would bend that corner in them headlights, and you look and you see the headlight, you feel like the cop car's headlights are eyes, like, damn, they see me. Really, it's a dude inside the fucking car. You know, you don't know if he's looking that way, but since you see the headlights, you're like, oh shit, they see me. You feel me? That's how we grew up. We grew up knowing the numbers on the side of the cop cars, knowing who's who, ducking off, hiding and shit, and seeing the numbers, the digits on the back, and be like, oh, that's such and such. Oh, that's such and such. You feel me? In a neighborhood to where there's more than one region. You got A, B, and C. You got east side, west side, and then the other side. You feel me? And you got different regions, and it's to the point to where the cops that are in the different regions that used to be in our region, on our side of Davie, would be coming over here even though it ain't their spot. Late night, there ain't shit going on anywhere else in Davie, so they all come over to our area. And we'd peep them, we know. You feel me? It was like we're just constantly getting into shit. And I'm glad I got it out of my system, you feel me? Now, don't ever question if I would go back. If I had to go back, I would. Damn right I would. You feel me? I'm not gonna bow down or bitch up or let someone just get over or try me like that. Shit happens, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference from going back behind a good reason than just going back on the house. When I was younger, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people watching this video that's been arrested multiple times knows, maybe back when they were younger as well, that a lot of that shit was uncalled for. That's that type of shit to where you don't learn your lesson because you don't feel like you was wrong. You'll go there and get locked up over and over again over the pettiest shit. And you'll feel like, oh man, this ain't nothing, dog. Like, I can't believe I'm locked up for this. You don't feel like you're wrong. And you don't learn nothing from being in there. You just do the time. And then when you come home, you're right back at it. After all the, can you send me monies? And all the, oh, what's up? They put money on the phone. Or what's up? You coming to Vizzo? What's up? Hey, dog, I need you to pick this bitch up for me, bro, and slide to the Vizzo with you. All right, you know, all this shit that you, yeah, bro, when I get out, bitch, I'm finna change. I ain't on this. Next thing you know, you get out, you don't. You know what I'm saying? That's because you're still taking your life for granted, your freedom for granted, okay? You know, some people are here today, gone tomorrow, dead or locked up, like clockwork. It ain't never gonna stop. That's something that's gonna constantly go on. And it blows my mind because I've been to the county jail so many times, all right? And too bad I couldn't learn my lesson before I went to prison. You see? Now, me going to prison, you know, I didn't really learn shit from prison as far as like, don't commit crimes, stay out of trouble. No, I didn't learn any of that. What I did learn is patience, all right? I learned to slow my roll. You feel me? Patience is key. You know what I'm saying? Take your time with things. All you have in there is patience. You gotta have patience because everything you do is a wait. You're sitting inside the call out room or you're sitting inside the fucking medical or inside a classification, you gotta wait. No matter what you do, you're waiting. You're on their time. So you gotta have patience in prison. Getting processed in and processed out to go home takes forever. You gotta always have patience. So after being in there and learning patience and learning who my friends were and learning, you know, that at the end of the day, oh, ride with your five, stay ass home, all the shootouts in the neighborhood and all this ruckus shit that I was going through when I was younger. I thought that, you know, everybody was on the same, you know, page as me. But in all reality, me and a couple other people were the only ones that was truly like that. You feel me? So now that I slowed my roll and I ain't got to be like that unless I have to, I don't see none of that. Literally, I don't, the police don't even notice me. I go right by them. They don't look at me. I don't look at them and all that shit. I mean, it's going to always still be in me if I'm driving and one gets behind me. You know, my antennas still go up because I'm like, okay, what he got going on? You feel me? What's on his mind? You know, I still peep. I'm very aware and observant also, but I ain't got to worry. You feel me? If they get behind me and run my tag, I know that shit's legit. I know there ain't no reason to pull me over. I know how to drive very well. You know, so it's like back in the day, the officers would pull you over regardless if you were driving good or not, or regardless if your tag was legit. You feel me? As long as your tag ain't suspended or expired, you know, they still would pull you over regardless just to fuck with you because they knew who you were. You see what I'm saying? So being in that lifestyle and being in that same exact circle and area and doing that same stuff over and over and over again was the domino effect. If you land and put 10 dominoes standing up in a circle and you tilt one, it's just going to tilt them all. You feel me? That's what it was. So it's like, be hustling and out here on the streets, trapping and struggling and shit, doing what I got to do, you know, do it for a little while, get caught, go to the county. Take the time off in the county, say I'm gonna change, get out, go right back to the same neighborhood, bam, cop the same shit, boom, 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 start serving the same stuff, boom, 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 another charge, bam, again. It was like it was a repeat. It was just a constant repeat. Even though all my charges were different, but it was still like it was a constant repeat, you know? So now that I learned from going to prison, and while I was in there, not only did I learn patience, but I used to see so many people come back. And so many people were dark clouds. What I mean by that is, anything I'd say, they'd talk down on it. Like, oh yeah, I mean, shit, when you get out there, boy, you know you're coming back to prison. Like, why would you say that? Why would you tell me when I get out there, I know I'm coming back to prison? Like, that's some hater shit. That's like you want me to come back to prison. That's what you wishing. Or you weren't even to throw it out there, you feel me? And then you see all these other people that are coming back and forth, and you're like, damn, or you're hearing about, oh, such that just got out, yeah, he got banned. So you're like, damn, you feel me? You start seeing and hearing about it, you're like, a lot of people are, you know, reoffenders because they're not done, you know, taking their freedom for granted. That's what it is. And sometimes people get these long ass sentences and it's too late. Straight up, I got a homeboy that's got a life sentence right now from my neighborhood that I grew up with. He did a 2-year bid, came home, a little while down the road, caught another 4-year bid, came home, caught this robberies and shit and a body or something like that right here in my neighborhood, right up the street. Feel me? He got a life sentence plus 30. You feel me? Got another homeboy in there doing 7 years right now. You feel me? That won't hurt a fly. This homeboy I'm talking about, he's the softest shit walking. He won't hurt a fly, and everybody knows that. You feel me? Like everyone in my neighborhood knows that. He ain't the fighter type. He's just a cool dude. You feel me? 7 years right now. I know his bid's strong. I know his bid's tough. You feel me? His uncle killed the baser in my neighborhood over some trick, over some escort. He got a life sentence right now. You feel me? His uncle. We know his uncle too. It's my dog also. You see? So there's so many different people that you'll see and grow up with and be around that you'll never see no more. For real. I understand that you could be at the wrong place at the wrong time and some people make mistakes, you know, but when you're constantly, you know, that just means that you're still taking your freedom for granted. Once you got put in that cell and you got to see what it was like to hear that bitch bam, slam, and you got to hear them toilets flush and all that and see them shower when you press the button and all that and the food they feed you. Once you went through all that and you seen how it was with the phones, the mail, the Vizos, once you've been through all that shit, and you actually had a taste of what it's like to not be in the free world, that right there should be your first sign to snap out of the shit that I've been going through. Try to do something different. Not saying change your whole life around, you know, but be more smarter, observe more, pay attention, you feel me? Don't try to be front, center, on the scene 24/7. Literally, because that's dumb. You never want people to know your whereabouts. Straight up. Just think about it. If you had some people that wanted to come try to bag you, oh, I bet you, oh, there's going to be a party over here at such and such. Oh, I already know what's his name's going to be there because he's always over. And they come there and they get you. Same thing with the police. If they want to run down on you and they heard you the plug and they heard that you've been trapping and serving and making a killing in the neighborhood. Okay, there's a party over here. Well, I know such and such going to be there because he hangs out over there. And they're going to run down and raid you. You feel me? That's you gotta, use your brain. You feel me? I'm not telling you to change your whole life around. Trust me, it's easier said than done. And I know that from my own experience. I'm still not an angel. You understand? But I try to come on here and be more and more like an actual citizen, a citizen of, the free world. I try to be it as much as possible, even though I do a prison channel. But I do it to better people. I want people to know what it's like in prison. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, me going to prison, I can't say that I learned from the prison, I can't say it rehabilitated me at all. It's just in my mind, I was already rehabilitated from the get-go. It's kind of hard. I've always been the smart one. I've always been out in the streets doing my thing. But even no matter how smart you are, and no matter how slick you think you are, when you live in that life and that's all that's in your neighborhood and that's all that you're around, it's kind of hard to do anything else or try to be something else. You understand? When this is what you're around 24/7. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I've always been rehabilitated. That's why I was able to do time so many times. You feel me? In the county and all that shit. But then when you go to prison, our prison system, it's supposed to rehabilitate you, but it don't. Our prison is worse sometimes than it is on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So when you go there, it's gonna either be to where you've never meant to go to prison. This your first time being arrested. You messed up. You caught a mistake, and now you landed inside of prison. Prison will scare the hell out of you, and you might never go back to prison again. You'll learn from it. You feel me? But if you're someone else that is already bad yourself, you know what I'm saying, and that's where you deserve to be, and you deserve to do the time to pay for your crime you committed. Then when you go there, it's not gonna make you better. It's gonna make you learn more. You're gonna be worse within. You're gonna be worse. You're gonna be in there still getting into shit, still doing stuff. You feel me? Most people will be a problem on the streets, and then when they get locked up and they go to prison, they want to be all hush-mouthed and quiet and bow down and do better for themselves while locked up. And then when they get out, now that they're not locked up no more, they go right back to the old them and want to prove that they're still who they were. You feel me? And then they fumble along the road and end up getting caught up and going back to prison. I was different. I went to prison, still bad, still did my thing the whole time I was in prison. Still was in there getting into shit and everything. And then when the doors opened, it felt so unreal that I was nervous. Because I'm like, okay, this playtime's over with. Back to reality. If I get caught up or if I get jammed up again, the numbers are only going to go up. This was 5. Next might be 10, 15, 20. Life. Who knows? You feel me? So when I got out my first week or so, I was nervous as hell. Still walking around, going around the neighborhood and shit, nervous. Straight up. And I had got a car when I first was in prison. I got a car I'd say 5 months before I came home. Had it registered under someone else's name and everything. So when I got out, pulled up in the vehicle on everybody, I didn't want to be seen. So when I pulled up in the vehicle and all that shit from my little homeboys at the time that didn't know me, everybody thought my car at that time was a rental. They thought, oh, that boy just got a rental. He's fresh out. Next thing you know, a year goes by. 2 years go by. They're like, oh, I can't believe this was your whip the whole time. You see what I'm saying? I wanted to be off the scene, off the radar. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of helped me, fall back and not take my freedom for granted. Because I could have just jumped out head first, went right back into the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's all been peaches and cream since I've been out, but at the same time, I'm not as wild as I once was. You feel me? And I can't say that I thank prison for that at all, because prison didn't rehabilitate me at all. You see? Most people will be like, yeah, man, prison changed me, bro. Ever since prison, I'm trying to... Nah, bro, that shit just sounds good. That's something that a lot of people say so other people want to repeat it. No. I congratulate myself. You feel me? I don't congratulate the justice system. I congratulate myself from being smart enough to see through all the shit and all the bullshit and everything that goes down in prison. You feel me? And the people who are in there that are innocent and the people that are in there that are guilty, it don't matter, because they're both going through the same type of bid. You could be in there for something you didn't do, and it's still just as dangerous and as challenging it is to someone that is guilty. And then you got people who told that can weasel their way through the whole bid and nobody will even know. And then you got people who didn't tell that get false accused that told and get wet up and stabbed and shit in there. It's like it's unreal. It's hard to explain. You feel me? Everybody's bid will be different, you know? But at the end of the day, as long as you learn something when you were doing time, you'll be good. Like me, I learned patience. Patience, man. Patience is key, believe it or not. I didn't have patience back in the day. I was always on some shit. I was always trying to get into shit left and right. I was always jumping the gun. If y'all ever heard that saying before, that's when you make the wrong decision, but you act first, basically. Like if someone bumps into you and he didn't mean nothing by it and everything like that, you think he meant something by that, so you pop off on him. You just jumped the gun and started a fight. In all reality, he was going to apologize because he literally didn't mean to bump into you, but you thought he did. You feel me? I always jumped the gun. I always acted first. And by me falling back and me not doing that as much, you know, since I've been home from prison, I done been in some shit, you know what I'm saying? But since I haven't done it as much, I'm not front and center with it, I've learned a lot. I learned that at the end of the day, majority of the situations that I find myself in, or situations with handcuffs that I could find myself in, or anything that goes bad, I find out that it's my fault for putting myself into that situation. Literally. Because, for instance, I got people that talk shit about me 24/7. You know, not just on YouTube, but on the streets also, you know what I'm saying? Not no one like in my neighborhood around me or nothing like that, but you know, different people from different places. You feel me? I hear this all the time. I hear it from this dude that said that, oh, this dude said he said that, and all this shit. But in all life, in all real reality, I know what I will do, and no one will take it to the level that I'll take it to. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I just let, you know, people talk until I see you. You feel me? That's the best way to do it. Back in the day, there was none of that. He said, what? I'm on my way. You feel me? And that's how I was. Might pull up, brick your window, run up, might drive up, see your ass walking to the corner store and bump you with my car. Bow! Jump out and beat the dog shit out you. That's how I was back in the day. Or ride by you, see you walking, you don't see me, and swing my driver door open. Bow! And knock your ass straight across the sidewalk. Jump out that bitch and whoop you. I don't care about the dent in the car. I don't care about none of that. Man, we got money. We can fix that. You feel me? Like, I was hot-headed back then. You feel me? But that's because I was still taking my freedom for granted. That's the whole meaning behind this video. You see what I'm saying? Now, I think. You see what I'm saying? Like Final Destination. See the shit before it comes? I be seeing shit before it goes down. Before I used to see it and then reenact it and do it. But now I see it and then I already know the outcome. The police. That's going to be the outcome of majority of the shit that I think. That's why I don't jump the gun like that no more. I just fall back, stay in my own lane, and look, I've been out here in society for like the longest straight it's ever been. You feel me? Straight up. From once I started getting arrested as a juvenile to now, this has been the longest straight path that I've had out here. You know what I'm saying? And I got to thank a lot of y'all that are, you know, watching this. Because if people didn't want to watch my videos, if my videos weren't helping other people, you know, then it'd be like, what's the point of the videos? You know how many people want to do YouTube and then after that they feel like, oh, this shit ain't working and they give up? Feel me? I ain't giving up. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep dropping. We got a lot of shit planned for 2022. You see what I'm saying? And then you think about it, all the drama and gossip and shit on YouTube, I don't respond to that. I don't really, because nobody likes that negative shit. People who like the negative shit is people who don't really support you. You feel me? You got to look at it. For people who beef, their subscribers don't go up. Straight up. For people who constantly just beef, they've had people who were below them pass them by like 3 times as many subscribers that they have. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have fucking 8,000 subscribers and be beefing. And someone that's got 2,000 subscribers can have 40,000 subscribers by the time you make it to 10,000. Because you're still beefing. That shit don't go nowhere, bro. You see what I'm saying? That shit's for the birds, bro. And everyone that beefs on YouTube, a lot of people are, you know, convicts. A lot of people are, you know, y'all been to prison. Y'all been charged with crimes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got felonies. Y'all are felons. I'm one of them. So I never want to gossip and argue with people on the internet. You feel me, bitch? Catch me in the streets. See me in the streets or something. That, we could do it anytime, you know? But other than that, I try to not take my freedom for granted because I know what I'm capable of. You feel me? And I know how it felt every time taking them pictures. Turn sideways. Other side. One finger at a time. Roll it. Roll it. Roll it. Roll it. Roll it. Sides. Palms. Other hand. All that. I remember the fingerprints. I remember all that shit. And I'm tired of that shit. You feel me? So patience is key, y'all. That's the one thing I can't say I did learn from prison. Now, before I wrap this video on up, I want to ask y'all, for any of y'all that have been locked up a couple times, or even if you've been locked up one time, okay, how long did it take you to finally stop taking your freedom for granted? Did you learn your lesson? Or are you still out there still waiting until it's too late? I got some homeboys that ain't never coming home. Never. I'll never see them again. If I want to see them, you know, I got to look them up, and then they got that same photo from years ago when they first went in. Unless they reclassified and took another photo of them eventually. But when you get transferred to different camps, they don't always take new photos of you. My whole bid, every camp I went to, they kept my same photo. Feel me? They didn't always take pictures of me. You know, sometimes they'll update it with a new photo of my homeboys and shit. Now, if I wanted to go see them, due to the fact that they're locked up in Florida, and I was all over the news, and I got a prison channel, you know how hard it is for me to get approved for visitation? Think about it. The only time I can see my homeboys is if I look up a picture of them online, or if I talk to them on FaceTime on cell phones that are in prison. Got homeboys that ain't never coming home that waited too long to stop taking their freedom for granted. For real. Don't be like somebody like that. I'm telling you. That shit could be taken like that. I'm telling you. But alright, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this video on up. I appreciate y'all tuning in like I always said. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man, on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. I know a lot of people forget to do that. And don't forget, man, what I always tell y'all. Keep them squares, rats, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, people with fake perms, fucking rats, snitches, clout chasing ass clowns, whoa Vicky looking ass faggots out your circle. Until next time, it's the one and only Frog.